elevating it way past epic. The graphics feel like they really push what a 2D and Mode 7 game were capable of back in the day. Alrighty, my two favorite new abilities in this game are the Speed Boost and the Grappling Beam. Now the Speed Boost turns Samus invincible so she can destroy enemies, obstacles in her way, and even charge her suit to leap long distances in a single bound. The Grappling Beam has become a staple in many Metroid games after this, and I personally found it really cool in this game. Whenever you see these weird ceiling blocks, Samus can swing across them like a monkey, continuing to explore the planet, even though later on in the game it's no longer needed since you have the space jump. And the space jump is really cool. Speaking of past abilities, I really love the fact that they've expanded these powers and made them better if that's even possible. The space jump is even more accurate than before and a lot easier to use. All you have to do is keep hitting the jump button and you'll do like these really cool spin jumps. Wall jumping is no longer a headache with the space jump, and you will learn to love it like I did. The screw attack combines with the space jump to make it a more powerful entity. So now the screw attack can basically annihilate everybody, and at the same time you can still reach very high locations. Also, the power beams can be combined. Sweet! You can use different combinations to create new settings for Samus's arm cannon. But I mainly just stayed with the default settings, but if you guys want to mess around and make your own combinations, then go for it. My favorite gun in this game had to be the freeze gun. While not a new item at all, it's better than its last incarnations. This is a gun I used throughout the entire game, and it made the game even more fun for me because I could freeze just about any enemy I wanted to, and then just in my leisure, kill them. The gameplay is nearly perfected from the last two games. It feels like anybody can just pick up and play this, but again, that is what the developers had in mind, so there you go. They wanted this game to appeal to everybody, and I feel they succeeded in that aspect. The aiming in Super Metroid has never been more simple, compared to the NES game, which I felt was a lot more clunkier. Samus can attack in multiple directions, as I stated before, but most people, myself included, only use the L or R buttons to aim because it's easier that way. I also really enjoyed the boss fights, and I thought they were both intense, challenging, and fun all at the same time. Everything a Metroid boss fight is supposed to be, requiring that you adapt some form of strategy unless you want to die instead of achieving victory. Now this next topic is spoiler alert. So you can have the spoiler flash on the screen, you guys can run around like your hair is on fire, I don't care, this is a spoiler. However, Mother Brain's boss fight was both nostalgic and different compared to the last game. For one, she transforms into a second form and the battle becomes more intense. Then, Samus ends up getting wounded and totally beat on by Mother Brain, which is different. So then the Metroid comes to Mommy Samus's rescue and ends up sacrificing itself in order to save you from Mother Brain, which is kind of sweet and sad at the same time. When it dies, it gives Samus the most powerful gun in the game. So this upped the boss fight to epic proportions and filled players with a sense of emotion and much hatred against Mother Brain. Except remember the second game where Samus wiped out the Metroid, so it's kind of hard feeling sorry for the one that died for you, considering that they're your enemy anyway. Figure out how that works. Anyway, the boss fight is just extremely awesome, and it's just a cool gameplay moment. Yeah. Escaping the end of the game is even more hectic than the original and gives the player a sense of urgency to get out of there before the planet explodes and you die. In fact, you have to navigate through a small maze, fight off lots of space pirates, and reach the surface before the planet explodes with you in it. Depending on how long it takes you guys to beat Super Metroid, there are numerous endings with Samus taking off different parts of her armor. If you do it in under 2.5 hours, Samus will be in a bathing suit for you perverts out there that like that kind of thing. But it only lasts for 2 seconds. Ha ha. I neglected to mention the replay value because it's just too hard to talk about. There's so much to do in this game that you would be a fool to try to just play it in one sitting and not go and actually explore everything the game has to offer, because there is so much replay value that it's just insane. It's mind-boggling. This game just has way too many reasons to dive into why so many gamers see this as the best Metroid game ever produced, and even in 20 minutes I don't think I could explain every single aspect of it. Never before had gamers been able to explore a world this big. Pretty much every location is open to you, and alternate routes are just about everywhere. Half the fun is finding your way around the underbelly of the planet. All the upgrades and new abilities meshed perfectly, and this is a really awesome game. I can't stress that enough. The only thing that I feel bad about this game are its visuals. Now, before you guys beat me with an ugly stick, by no means am I saying this game has bad graphics. However, this game was released too late to receive any praise that it rightfully deserved from the gaming critics and magazines out there, because Donkey Kong Country was spanking this game, because it released right around the same time, and Super Metroid did not fare well against it. In fact, it did so bad that Nintendo decided to abandon Metroid for almost 8 years, remember? So don't flame me, I know what I'm talking about. So, sadly, Super Metroid played second or third or even fourth chair to Rare's mega hit, which is a real shame indeed, because this game is in so many ways better. Still, for its day, this is one of the best 2D games ever created. Super Metroid has epic gameplay, great action-adventure elements, fantastic music and sound, lots of secrets, it's open-ended, you can go wherever you want to. Beefier power-ups, new abilities, lots and lots to do, massive boss fights, it's both challenging and fun, and I recommend you guys download this off the Wii Virtual Console right now for 800 Wii points. So, K-Wing Reviews is more than happy to give Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo and the Wii's Virtual Console a 10 out of 10. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for me. This episode is getting close in length to Legacy of Darkness and getting even closer to Chrono Trigger, so I'm going to end it abruptly. I just want to thank you all for watching the Super Metroid episode 107. I hope that you have all walked away with learning something about the game. I hope the tips have helped you. I hope the history has enlightened you. And all you Metroid fanboys and girls, I hope that you have enjoyed this review so much that your heads have exploded from sheer awesomeness. Until the next time, this is K-Wing saying God bless and happy gaming. Murimasa the Demon Blade is a co-op review with K-Wife, and it will be episode 108, and it will release eventually. Until the next time, gamers. See ya.